What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm back. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm away and I miss the fucking greatest UFC fight night of all time. Petr Yan and Deiveson Figueiredo go to war. Amazing performance from Petr Yan. Great undercard as well with some amazing knockouts and some good performances. And this main event got me thinking like what we could get in 2025. There's some matchups floating around that are supposedly going to be main events of fight nights in 2025. And when the UFC puts on events like this, it's hard for me to believe that, oh, dude, the schedule is just too packed, bro. We have to do, Ricci versus fucking Robertson as a main event next week. Fuck that, dude. Today, I'm giving you the main events we need in 2025. I'm going to cover every single weight class, like one fight that I think definitely should be headlining a fight night main event, and talking about some matchups that I think are going to happen next year. Let's get into this, dude. Starting off in the flyweight division. Now, listen, bro. It's slim fucking pickings, dude. It's slim pickings in the pipsqueak division. I think the biggest fight you can really make at flyweight is me versus Lucas Tracy. But outside of that, hear me out, brother. If Pantoja, I swear to God, if Pantoja beats Asakura, this Asakura guy, whatever his name is, I thank you guys so much. I tried so hard for this fight, guys. Hey, don't leave, guys. Everyone in Las Vegas just clears out of the fucking, hey, guys, don't leave. If the division is truly cooked and Pantoja's just too good and we have to give Royval a title shot, can we please get some fucking fight nights headlined by title fights again? Do we need Juliana Pena, Raquel Pennington on a pay-per-view? Yes or no? No, we don't. Headline it with a fight night. Put some good fights on underneath. I won't be too mad about it. Same thing with this. If I have to sit through Pantoja blobbing this guy again for the third time now, I would rather watch that as the headliner of a fight night with some fun little fights underneath than this guy getting added to a pay-per-view and selling about 27 pay-per-views, bro. Like, literally, Pantoja fighting Asakura is going to sell the same amount of pay-per-views as me fighting fucking Asakura, bro. Like, there's no point putting this guy headlining pay-per-views. Headline a fight night with Royval and Pantoja, maybe in Brazil. Obviously, if Asakura wins, okay, now we have some new matchups. Brandon Moreno's right there, in my opinion. Royval, these are all good fights, right? But if Pantoja wins, I think him headlining a fight night next year is not unreasonable, and I think that's a pretty smart idea, especially if they go to Brazil. So, let's do that as a fight night main event. Moving on, though, to the Bantamweight division. This is a tough one, bro, because I feel like if I was not a realist, because, I'm the realist brother in the room, right? But if I wasn't a realist, I would be like, dude, Sean O'Malley, Corey Sandhagen, bro. Let's headline an ABC fight night. The UFC is not going to do that, dude. Sean O'Malley's probably getting a fucking title shot. Sean O'Malley or Petr Yan somehow is going to get a title shot. Because this fucking goblin Marab. And bro, I've been sitting here checking my phone, watching this fucker on Twitter. Hey, look, guys, I want to fight with Petr Yan in exactly the day Ramadan starts. Fuck you. We know what you're doing. You're not fighting Petr Yan, bro. The fuck are you talking about? No, you're fighting Umnar. Or you're fighting Sean O'Malley, bro. I'm sorry. Make Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan. That's a great fight. Please make that a 5-round fight on a pay-per-view. But Sean O'Malley's not getting put on a fight night. I think a reasonable fight night main event I would get very excited about would be Henry Cejudo versus Jose Aldo. I know that Cejudo's beefing with Dominic Cruz. I just have why? Why? He already beat him in 2 rounds. I'm sorry, maybe I am biased. I'm not gonna, or maybe I'm just, I am biased. I don't give a fuck about Dominic Cruz, dude. Henry Cejudo versus Jose Aldo is a badass fight that we were supposed to get instead of that fight. Now's the time to do it. 5-round main event, put this in Brazil, put it in Phoenix, put it in California, get out of the fucking Apex. I'm sick of Dana White talking. And another thing with these fight night main events, these all need to be in front of crowds. Because I'm absolutely sick of Dana White talking about getting out of the Apex like your unemployed mate that talks about moving out of home. What's the question? Yeah, this year we're getting out. This year I'm moving out of my mom's bedroom, dude. This year, 100%. Yeah, what's the question? Mom, yeah, what's the question? How many nightmares did I have this week? I had 5. Yeah, I only slept on the floor because I had a nightmare. Like, Dana, shut the fuck up. Just get out of the Apex. And make Henry Cejudo versus Jose Aldo. I think this is a very good matchup. Henry Cejudo is very underrated. I think he would be down to just box with Jose Aldo, try and kick his legs. This would be a great fight. I really want to see this. I'd also be down to see Figueiredo versus Aldo, I'd be down to see. A lot of matchups in the bantamweight division, I think belong as 3-rounders on pay-per-views. This is the one that, to me, doesn't really need to get put on a pay-per-view, because I feel like the UFC's bitch-ass matchmaking would put this as like a prelim fight for some reason. Like the way that they've match-made UFC 310, and I'll talk about that in another video, but I don't want to see this on a prelim. I want to see 5 rounds dedicated to the GOAT, Jose Aldo and Henry Cejudo. Make that a fight night main event. Now we move on to the featherweight division, boys. I don't think we're getting Calvin Kattar Barboza, man. Last year when I made this video about 2024, I was in there, bro, Calvin Kattar, Edson Barboza. They got to put this fight together. I don't think we're getting that fight, bro. I want that fight, but I don't think we're going to get that as a fight night main event. I have a feeling you guys are not going to agree that that is like the definitive featherweight main event we need. So for right now in 2024, I think Yair Rodriguez, Arnold Allen is a great fight. I think this is a perfect ADHD versus autism matchup. I think that stylistically this is very exciting. You're likely to get some crazy moments just from the way Yair fights. Arnold Allen is also like if Arnold Allen has a good dance partner that's crazy, he will go crazy. If he has someone boring and technical, he'll just stink it up a little bit too. Like, he's not super exciting, but he has skills and tendencies that I think if you get him in there with Yair Rodriguez, it will be exciting. I think this would be a great Mexico main event because I'm hearing reports. I love saying hearing report. I read on Twitter is the real what. I just turned. Guys, I'm an analyst. I'm hearing reports from fucking Home of Fight on Twitter. My mate sent me an Instagram post. They're trying to do Diego Lopez versus Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett, you don't get to fucking despawn after killing Bryce Mitchell and fight Diego Lopez. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. It should be Josh Emmett versus Brian Ortega. You know, Josh Emmett versus Max Holl. Never mind, Max Holl is at lightweight. You know, Josh Emmett versus Volkanovski. You don't get to fight Diego Lopez, dude. Diego Lopez should be fighting fucking Ilia Topuria or Alexander Volkanovski. That's literally the only 2 people Diego Lopez should be fighting. So I think for UFC Mexico, this will be a fucking banger main event. This would be sick. Arnold Allen's not going to submit him, bro. They're going to strike. It's going to be a good fight. I think this could be a fight of the year candidate in 2025. Please make this a fight night main event. These are the quality of fights we should be getting. I feel like I'm not asking for a lot to get like 2 important fights on a fight night and 5 important fights on a pay-per-view. That sounds doable to me. But for some reason, it's like you get one pay-per-view with 10 fucking important fights, and then the rest are just one good fight, half a good fight, women's main event. Like, fuck that, dude. Yair versus Allen. Make that. All right? Speaking of which, quality main events, they don't have to be top 5. All right, dude? When I think of the lightweight division, there is genuinely only one fight I'm extremely excited to see announced. It's not a title fight. It's not a random fight for Michael Chandler. Genuinely, I'm most interested at 155 in Renato Moicano versus Paddy the fucking body, lad. I'm gonna fucking eat him up like fucking lasagna, lad. Nobody talks about it. I'm fucking starving. This is the fight at lightweight, bro. Make this a main event. Make a tough season out of this. Do whatever the fuck you need to do. This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be like title elimination bout. That's how they trick you, bro. That's how they trick us, dude. They go top 10 heavyweights, battle it up tonight. And it's fucking Shamil Gaziev. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I didn't mean to say his name. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I meant more like Derek Lewis, Rodrigo Nascimento type main events, right? Or like same with the women's fight. They try and trick us, dude. They're like top 7 flyweights, go at it. Okay, dude. It's fucking Viviane Araújo, bro. I'm not watching it, right? These guys are entertaining. They've called each other out. They have exciting fighting styles. And I could see them both winning. Like, this is the type of fight that I think would be sick in front of a crowd in the UK. I think this would top any sort of entertainment value of like Leon Edwards main eventing that shit. Please, if you're doing the March London card as a fight night, the main event should be Paddy Pimblett, Renato Moicano. It should be this fight. It's a bigger fight than anything Leon. Like, what's the main event gonna be? Leon Edwards versus fucking Sean Brady. The press con. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Sean Brady's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah. He's like Bilal. Like, he come wrestle and he's gonna punch and I'm gonna kick him a headshot. Fuck that. Naito Moicano, Paddy Pimblett, main event. Leon Edwards, Sean Brady, or whatever the fuck as the co-main event. That's what you should do in London, dude. All right, let's move on to the welterweight division. And this is one that I was very hard to make because knowing the UFC, either Jack Della Maddalena is going to get a title shot in his next fight, or he's going to be fighting as a fight night main event in the Apex. Like, there's no telling with these fucking guys, like what type of fights they put together. But if I had to think of a surefire, this could headline a fight night, this probably won't interrupt the plans of the UFC in terms of pay-per-views and shit like that, and a timeline of when both of these fighters will be back, and just the general interest in this fight, I feel like a really fun fight night main event in the welterweight division would be Wonderboy versus Carlos Prates. Because Wonderboy's like Carlos Prates is a striker. It's not like we're talking about, oh my god, we're feeding him to another wrestler. Like, this is a good fight for both of these guys. It's like karate versus Muay Thai. This is a badass fight, dude. I don't know how else to say it. This is a badass fight. I feel like these are the type of matchups that, again, the ranking doesn't need to be there. We all love watching both of these guys fight. This is an interesting clash. It's definitely more exciting than fucking MVP versus Wonderboy. And I know for a fact the UFC could have pulled that off as a headline of a fight night. So I feel like in 2025, a pretty decent retirement main event for Wonderboy, or maybe he comes back and wins. Wonderboy versus Prates. This could headline in the Apex. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I think this is a good fight because, you know, Prates probably wanted to go longer than, you know, a phantom punch against Neil Magny, the GOAT. And I think this is the type of fight we could see a little bit more about him before we shoot him up to the, you know, the Sean Bradys, the Ian Garys, the Shavkats, which just sounds like Dana White was about to do, which is fucking crazy. So I think Wonderboy versus Prates is a very reasonable welterweight main event. I also wouldn't be mad at Prates versus Jeff Neal, but I feel like that's more of a pay-per-view mid-card kind of fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you not just see this being announced as a main event for some reason? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm onto something with this. Let's do Wonderboy versus Prates. Now, part of the reason I made this video was because I'm seeing, again, I'm hearing reports from my sources, bro. All right. Now, when you're bedtime in May, you got clout, right? You have sources. And my sources are telling me via IG Reels that Adesanya and Nasruddin Imavov apparently are going to be fighting in Saudi Arabia. Yes, dude. I love this. These are the type of fights we should be making, bro. I'm sick of the fucking, like, this guy can only fight on pay-per-view. Like the same with Sean O'Malley. I know Sean O'Malley's never going to headline a fight night until he's completely out of the title picture. Even though it would be so fucking cool. And this is the type of fight that I'm like, you can literally put whatever you want on this undercard. I'm excited for Shamil Gaziev and fucking Thomas Peterson on this. And yes, Thomas Peterson is a real person. That's not a made-up name. That's a real UFC fighter, right? This is a main event that I don't give a fuck what's on the undercard. I'm watching this card. I'm excited about this. I hope this is true. I know they're doing MVP versus Shara Bullet on this card as well. That is very fucking cool as well. I'm looking forward to that. That's all you need, dude. Like I said, a fight night, in my opinion, let me know what you guys think, though. In my opinion, a fight night, I only need 3 important fights. I need one, like, prospect that I'm hyped to watch. Co-main's got to be, like, top 15, like, someone with a decent name. Main event has got to be somewhat important. Like, winner of this gets a title shot, or winner of this gets a title elimination bout. Winner of this, you know, gets a big money fight. Like, something like that has to be on the line in the main event, or they have to be 2 entertaining guys with a name and a ranking, right? This is the type of main event we should be getting. This, Jan Figueiredo, shit like that. Colby Covington, Joaquin Buckley, back to back to back. Come on, dude. Why does this only happen for like 2 weeks out of the year? I swear, every UFC schedule, it's like they start the year, we're like, boys, we're fucking back. And then we get to March, and it's like, what's up, fight fans? We got Yan Xiaonan headlining in the prelims against, like, dude, get the fuck out of here with that, man. This is my standard of fight night main events. Give me Adesanya and Mavov, dude. I'm gonna touch him up till he crumbles like a cookie. Trust. All right, dude. Moving on, though, to the light heavyweight division, I'm just gonna do a little bit of matchmaker here. I was originally going to say Alexander Rakic versus Khalil Roundtree as a main event, which would also be badass, and I think that would be cool. That's a very solid choice here. But based on UFC Macau, dude, Roundtree Oldberg, give this motherfucker 5 rounds, bro. I want to see if this guy can go 5 rounds with Khalil Roundtree. I mean, Khalil Roundtree, obviously, I don't need to gas him up. You know, he beats people like they owe him money, right? He does Batman Arkham finishes on people, okay? Especially if they're unranked at middleweight, right? But regardless of that, Genuinely, this is an exciting fight. This is a good bounce back for Khalil Roundtree. If he wins this, he's beating a prospect on a very good win streak. If Oberg wins this and he wins it impressively, you could give this guy a title shot. So I feel like this is the type of fight, and maybe because I'm a sick fuck, I feel like this would be cool in the Apex. I kind of want to see these two fight each other in the Apex, just because I feel like if Khalil Roundtree drops him, I want to hear these body kicks. You know what I'm saying? Or like if Oberg chins him, like I want some of these fights. I do like the Apex. Like my dream one that I don't think we'll get was Jeff Neal JDM in the Apex. That would have been so fucking good, dude. But I'll take this instead. Let's make Khalil Roundtree versus Carlos Oberg. And now we get to the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division is so fucking shambolic and gravified and deep fried and filled with fucking people genuinely built like Discord mods and just fucking like I can't even believe half of these guys in the heavyweight division. And the fact that the division is so cooked that you look at the biggest cards of the year, 308, right? 303, 300. There's 0 good heavyweight fights booked. Like, no one in the UFC is like, oh man, I really want to see this heavyweight fight, right? So your options are very fucking limited when it comes to main events for the heavyweight division. I've obviously talked about what I think is going to be next with, obviously, Sergey Spivak and Jailton Almeida are fighting each other at UFC 311. That's a good fight. I think Almeida's going to win that. I believe we're probably going to get Curtis Blades versus Marcin Tybura. You know, that's a great fight. Those two are great fighters. I'd love to fight the winner of that and defend my interim belt against them, right? Let me get back on track, right? So that leaves nothing else basically at heavyweight that matters. Like, that leaves literally nothing else. So my suggestion to the UFC for a fight night that could be headlined by heavyweights, I feel like you just have to give the people what they want. KFC Yum Center, 2025, Derek Lewis, Shamil Gaziev. Make this fight now. Good fighter. KFC Center. Good place. But it's no chickens. I know that you could convince Derek Lewis to accept this. I mean, you just slide any NPC across the desk to this guy, he's fucking accepting it, right? Shamil Gaziev, you just tell him we're going to the KFC Center, this guy's getting on the bus. He's packing his bags, he's getting ready to go. So I think this would be funny enough to guarantee, like, to warrant headlining a fight night. Otherwise, can we keep the fucking blob main events to a minimum in 2025? Can we keep up the Bantamweight title elimination main events, please? Can we keep up the regional area with good undercard of exciting prospects? Can we keep that going, please? Because I don't know if you guys did this on purpose, UFC. I actually enjoyed watching UFC Macau. I actually enjoyed that. I know that for some of us, it's been a while, like enjoying a UFC fight night. I actually really enjoyed it. So if we could keep this quality up, I would really appreciate that. If we could keep the unranked middleweight main events to a minimum, the blob main events to a minimum, and the WMMA main events to a minimum. And if you have to do blobs, give us funny shit like Shamil Derek Lewis. People would go crazy over this. But let me know what you guys think down below. What fight nights do you believe we need to see in 2025? Do you think next year is going to be better card quality than this year? I feel like this year was pretty low quality overall. We've had some highlights, but some pretty trash cards as well. Let me know what you think down below. I'm sorry about my absence, guys. I was just pretty busy. I'm not going to lie. I was just pretty busy. So I just kind of got caught up and just lost track of a couple of days. But I'm back to my usual schedule. I'm going to be pumping out the videos like crazy. And yeah, man, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. Thanks everybody that reached out to me about where I was. I'm all good. See you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.